I am so excited to show you my book today. It's a preschool activity book with my favorite activities from the past 20 years, and many of them never ended up on my blog, and so I have been saving them for this book, and I hope that you absolutely love it. I can't wait to show you it. So this is for kids 3 to 5 years old. Definitely, it can be kids who are older, and some activities for younger kids too. Now, the thing about it is when I was teaching preschool in the classroom, I spent a lot of time reading different resources for literacy, for math, for handwriting, all those things. And I was like, I just want one resource to have everything in, right? So that's what I did, is I put all those things that I referenced constantly, I put them in one easy guide for you and for me. So I hope that this is something that you'll be pulling off the shelf constantly and just love. So let me take you inside and give you a little tour of my book. First up is the literacy section. Now it starts with listening and speaking skills and moves on. And I just wanted to highlight one of the activities in here, the letter formation march with mini erasers, which is so fun. Now it has how you're going to do it and the importance of it, along with all the materials, which these materials are intentional. I wanted to make sure that they are things that are around in your house, things that are commonly in classrooms, stuff that's at the dollar spot at Target or at the dollar store. So a lot of these things you will hopefully already have, and then I go into step by step how I do it with kids, things I might ask them in the process, and I also give a veteran teacher tip for every single activity. This could be an extension, it could be a game, it could be a helpful YouTube video that will just explain it really well and help you understand it. So I tried to make this really thorough, but also give you room to make it your activity and to do any extensions that make sense for you in your class. Next up is the math section. So this is the intro. There's one for every single section, and we have kind of my highlights. There's so many concepts you can teach to preschoolers, but I just put like the most important ones in this little section, and any important terms with a quick and easy to understand definition. And also the skills that are in each activity are ones that you can cross-reference with this intro page to know exactly what you're teaching, especially if you're doing assessments and observations. It'll make your life so much easier. Or if you're teaching preschool at home, you'll just know exactly what to teach and leave out the rest of the fluff that doesn't actually matter. Now, in every single section, there is a quote, a favorite quote. This one is, "If it hasn't been in the hand and the body, it can't be in the brain," by Bev Voss, one of my favorite early childhood advocates and experts. She's amazing. And in this math section, you're going to see everything is hands-on. You'll see some Reggio Emilia influence and Montessori influence. I loved incorporating all of those into this book because I think they are a beautiful way to teach children. In the book, you'll find lots of activities that have some crossover. So, for example, this activity, the 10-frame treasure hunt, one of the biggest hits. Like, kids go nuts for this activity. It is so fun. You'll see that kids are working on subitizing and counting, depending on their current math skills. At the same time, it's a sensory bin. They're working on fine motor skills. So there is a lot of crossover, although the skills listed in each section are specific to the section. And then again, there's a veteran teacher tip to help give you another tidbit. If you work in a place that doesn't allow you to use food for activities, I give lots of substitutions. And I have had lots of kids with lots of allergies, so I'm very allergy friendly in this book as well. Next up is the science section, and what I love about science is it's so many fun and creative ways to explore the world around us. And these are the science activities that my students and my own kids have absolutely loved. And we go from more complicated ones like this Magnet Town, which is a huge hit, to really simple ones like my color changing volcano. That is such a hit with kids. They absolutely love it. And they're learning to love science at the same time, because sometimes science can be hard to teach, and I don't deny that. So I try to make it as simple as possible so that it's enjoyable and intentional at the same time, and that you're all having fun and not feeling like it's forced. Here's the social emotional section, and social emotional learning has been just a huge part of my philosophy my whole teaching career. And so it was really important for me to have a whole section on this, and so that you'll have tools, whether it's through relaxation techniques or sensory techniques, and also just communication and role play. These are all so vital to the preschool years, and I think it's often overlooked, but I am here to say that social emotional learning is one of the most important parts of preschool. So I have so many great activities that are going to not only help your preschoolers develop in those areas, but are going to turn your learning environment to a more calm and relaxed one, and really just give children just the words that they need and the skills that they need to communicate and process those feelings and emotions that are so big inside of them that they don't always have the words for. Another very important section that I wanted to include is gross motor activities. Since young children have so much energy, it is something that needs to be a huge part of the day. And I share some of my favorite activities to make that easy and fun, and also activities that involve things like crossing the midline. And I explain exactly what crossing the midline is, how to do it, and how to make it engaging. And it's also like a brain stimulator. So when we start children's days off with gross motor activities and start them off crossing the midline, it makes such a difference for the rest of the day. Kids are able to focus, they're better able to listen and just follow instructions. So I put some of these great tidbits in the book so that you can make gross motor learning fun and exciting and help it with all the other areas too. My last section of the book is fine motor skills, and we know how important fine motor skills are. And lots of times there are so many skills skipped in fine motor progression. And so I have lots of hand strengthening and grasp activities to make it so that when children are ready to hold pencils and ready to write, they'll already have that strong foundation. So you're going to see a lot of really engaging fine motor activities like this golf tee and marble balance, and some pinching and squeezing. Children are going to learn how to use scissors and how to practice twisting. All of these things that we kind of take for granted or are afraid to do with young children, but it's just in a practical, inviting way. Sometimes people call these invitations to play, and so I have tons of these in the fine motor section. Again, I'm going to give you the materials list, step-by-step instructions, which of course you can make your own in any way you want, and explain what children are learning at the same time. I think you're going to love this section. Altogether, this book has 75 activities, and there's a picture for every single one. Again, it has the skills for all of them, and these are by far some of the most important skills that any preschooler will need for life and for getting them ready to go to school one day, to build their confidence, to really get them to see learning as something that that they can fall in love with, that combines with their curiosity and just gives them the desire to want to learn more and to explore the world around them. So I hope you love it, and after you grab it, make sure to leave a review on Amazon or Goodreads or wherever you bought it, and I appreciate it so much.